folks, it is another unbelievably jam-packed broadcast day lined up before us here at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. I know a lot of stations carry us live, others air us at different times around the country. And there's folks listening on shortwave and satellite and internet all over the world. I want to welcome you to the worldwide transmission. And I really realize that I've tried this about 100 times and failed every time, but I think today is going to be the day that I succeed. Everybody pretty much knows what a lot of the big news is. There is some breaking news we're going to be getting to, but I'm going to just open the phones up for first-time callers, and I'm going to go to your phone call, and I'm going to give the person 1 minute, and then I'm going to move to the next person. Now, I've never actually been able to do this. Back 10, 15 years ago, I could do talk radio and take 50 phone calls in an hour, in 45 minutes of airtime. I just cannot get out of the rut I'm in of just covering news and ranting and pontificating, which is incredibly popular and I think informative to certain extents, but I am still very hungry to, and many of you have heard this probably 100 times the last 10 years, heard me give this speech that I'm going to take your calls, and it's kind of like licking to the center of a Tootsie Roll. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop or whatever it's called? And the little owl goes, 1, 2, 3, crunch, 3. And it's the same thing. I can never get through 5 or 6 articles without one of them making me mad and then going off onto a rant that makes me think of something else that goes to another rant. But in the interest of time, we are going to come back, open the phones up, and take a lot of calls, and go over news as well. Facebook photo shows another Google mystery barge off the coast of Maine. This is a technological, above breakaway civilization takeover. That's what I keep explaining to people. These are NSA ships lying off the coast. In fact, we ought to play that Krista Berg song that the network's got. I think it's called Revolution, because it talks about tall ships lying off the coast. And they carry the light in the dark of the night. Well, not this time. They carry the spy grid. And they're just doing whatever they want, whenever they want. And they're even preparing for Plan Bs. If we pass laws making what they've done illegal, they're going to do it offshore, because the globalists are offshore, diplomatic immunity above the law. And they're trying to disarm all of our nations and all of us individually, so only the corporate global government has private mercenary armies, and the UN and NATO have their army. And then what's left of our nation armies are components of that new global army where the militaries can't even operate and can't even function on their own. And they can't even get the components for the weapon systems unless it comes from China. This is what they admit globalism is about. It is a diabolical scientific plan. And they are carrying it out. And then now they're launching giant spy ships. And notice, you know, they're going to know what's in your baby's diaper if you go through the airport, but nobody's going to know what Google's doing. And then Google has, like, oh, we drink beer and play pinball at the headquarters. We have movies with comedians. We're non-threatening. We wear different color socks and have handlebar mustaches and tattoos. We're trendy. They are scientific war chiefs of evil. Eugenicists sworn to create a digital grid to track everything, to cut the resources off. They are a giant silicon boa constrictor that has wrapped itself around humanity, spying on everything we do, to know our hopes and dreams, to ensure we're deceived and our hopes and dreams are dashed. Google is Satan. And of course, what would Satan tell you? He would say, I am an angel of light. I am not evil. Don't be evil. And then, of course, laugh.
Oh, brings it here into the barrel.
Oh, I see nothing. I was not here. I did not even get up this morning.
Everything's fine. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Being informed is scary, so just laugh at me. Racist, Boston bombing mastermind, conspiracy tard. I'll be right back. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Now you can watch The Alex Jones Show live as it happens at Infowars.com/show.
You'll find links to all of our content there and a free 15-day trial for Prison Planet TV.
More than 60 movies and documentaries all in one place at Infowars.com/show.
Oh, yeah, listening to fools and from sages. You learn from fools and from sages. You know it's true. You know it's true. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this Wednesday worldwide broadcast, the 30th day of October 2013. We will soon enter 2014. We are at an incredibly important crossroads, obviously, historically. Folks are having the choice now. Go with the lie of the globalist, go with all their frauds and all their curses and all of their poverty and all of their humiliation and all of their scams, but admit to ourselves that we're slaves, or stand up and do something about it. But then still others won't admit they're slaves. They're just going to rationalize and go along with whatever's put in front of them because they can't even imagine that they could be leaders or that they could resist or that they could build a better world. They are receivers, not transmitters. They are spectators, not players on the gladiatorial field of life. And the nanny state does everything it can to keep you from participating in reality. It wants you in the Madison Avenue, high-tech, false reality, artificial habitat. Times Square on steroids, directly wired into your brain. That's where they want to take us. And not take us there to empower us. Take us there so that mankind will fade from the earth and a new super Homo sapiens sapien technology system will rise. You could give it whatever name you wanted. What do you call Homo sapiens sapien? Merge with machine, given godlike, omnipresent awareness. You call it delusions of grandeur. Humanity is perfect in our imperfection, through God perfecting us. We are an expression. We are in the image of the Creator. We are a dream of God. We are in the mind of God. As Mahatma Gandhi said, in each of us is the seed of the universe. You think the twisted systems of the global technocrats and their wizards have developed are going to empower us? They are going to enslave us. The fruits of the New World Order are stinking death. Now, I'm not going to preach here today. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to cover news until about 45 after, and then I'll hit all the big top stories. They're here. Out of all the insanity, Obamacare even worse than I thought, designed for pure fraud, and incredible preparations for martial law, and school children being taught that they must follow the orders of government no matter what, and their parents are bad. And Russell Brand, listener of the show, said that he took a job working at a newspaper because he was enamored with the beautiful woman that headed it up. He was enchanted by her. Instead of saying, oh, how romantic, the chivalry, oh, no, he's been skewered by the feminazis, as Rush Limbaugh would call them. He's been skewered by them who know that they're taking over the culture. It's not about empowering women. It's about empowering them as tyrants. Never before, but with modern feminism, as it's called, have we seen women more debased, more bankrupted, more unhealthy, more brought low, more dishonored, more trampled. And Russell Brand tells the establishment anti-human authoritarian salon that he took a job working somewhere because he was so enchanted with the female editor that headed it up. And then they called that hateful and all the rest of it. When I was asked to edit an issue of the New Statesman, I said yes, because it was a beautiful woman asking me. See, just the act of men and women loving each other, just the purity and goodness of that is anathema to these people. They know what they're doing. They say you can't dress up like a cowboy on Halloween. It's hurtful to cowboys. They are the arbiters of reality. They put you in a smaller and smaller cage where your mommy and daddy can't make your lunch. They're not trusted. Where if someone says, hey, let's go eat Chinese food, everyone goes, oh, don't say Chinese. I've witnessed that. This is the ultimate tyranny, and it's done by design. These are not misguided liberals. These are conscious dominators of the psyche, the most vicious, miscreant enemies of humanity that you could even imagine. And I'm only now coming to the realization of it. I've run into them over the years. I've talked to them and see the hateful glare, but more and more they admit it. They are proud of it. And that's why they see true liberals, Thomas Jeffersonian, libertarian, constitutional, loving risk, loving fast cars, loving honor, loving strong men, loving pure women, loving real fights, trailblazing adventurism, humanity. They are at war with humanity because they're ugly inside. They're twisted. They hate anyone being smart. They hate anyone being original. Everything they do is about dominating you while they are hyper-armed and hyper-vicious. No feminist would dare criticize Bill Clinton except somebody like Camille Paglia, who's a real feminist, if you want to say that. You know, actual deep thoughts about empowering women, not just fake garbage to suck women into doing what you say to enslave them. I think she was the only one that would criticize Bill Clinton when he settled cases for raping women and biting them and beating them. It was like, oh, how sexy when Bill Clinton rapes a woman. It's sick. These are sick, 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 sick enemies. Now, I said I'm taking your calls. I'm taking one call after the other. First-time callers on whatever issue you want to talk about. Questions, comments, you name it. But you're going to have about 45 seconds. Here's the toll-free number to join us. 800-259-9231. 800-259-9231. 800-259-9231. It is time in our lives to stop putting up with bureaucrats pushing us around, corporations pushing us around, people in our lives pushing us around, people taking advantage of us. I myself have committed to be good to people that are good to me more than ever, to share with those that are pure of heart and good more than ever, but those that are backstabbing, manipulating liars, I will purge 110% from my life completely. Because we're going to see the fall of society, ladies and gentlemen, but out of it will rise again a greater civilization. Through testing true humanity and giving humanity time to decide what we want to do with the machines and the neural interfaces and what we want to become. We're going to have a real debate about humanity's future. They have it already set where humanity's not going to the stars. Humanity's going nowhere. Humanity is to be extincted in every globalist publication, and a handful of these control freaks believe they're going to merge with machines and become God. They have such lack of vision. If they had any vision at all, they would know that is not going to be allowed ever. The very spirit of the universe is justice. They will be humiliated and destroyed, and their lines will be destroyed. And those in the establishment who still have any soul left and know and hear my words, and it's fulfilling you, and you're attracted to it, it's because it's the truth, and you must become good. You must turn away from the evil. You must join humanity and all of the tens of billions of honorable men, women, and children that struggled to carry the ball forward for humanity against every adversity on the long march towards our ultimate destiny. Not this fraud counterfeit of the New World Order. The eye has not seen, the ear has not heard what God has in store for us. And you're not going to hear it from the Rick Warren saying, turn your guns in, evangelical stuff. You know why the Pentagon came out and said we're going to arrest evangelicals in the military and you're not allowed to be part of the Tea Party if you give money to the evangelicals will arrest you? That's because they know they've got the evangelical church now, calling for open borders, turning our guns in. They've taken that over, the big dominant ones, and they've got them carrying the ball, so they know they won't complain as part of the agreement. See, it's all been predetermined who the sellouts are, who the Judas goats are. It's all been prepared. That's bold when they come out and say, we will arrest you if you give money or go to a Protestant, evangelical church. And that was only buried in the Fox News article, and the Pentagon admitted it was going on. Imagine in America, you will be arrested. And where's Rick Warren? Where's all the evangelicals? Where are they? They're not even evangelicals anymore.